Hello, my dedicated YouTube fan base, and welcome to this YouTube video, where we will be dismantling a keyboard with this and other things. As you can see here, we have a mouse and keyboard combo set. Originally, I never used the keyboard anyway, but the mouse was used a lot in school. Recently, if I just take off the mouse cover, that's upside down, and then I take out the USB, you can see clearly here that the USB is breaking, and that I'm actually able to remove the metal. Obviously, it still works, but it's very risky plugging this into your computer, and I don't recommend it. For that reason, I have deemed this keyboard here as broken, and will now be dismantling it. Okay. So we've encountered our first problem by not actually having a screwdriver small enough to unscrew these screws. So I'm going to do my best to unscrew them with this one here, and we'll see how that goes. Remember, before starting, make sure you take out the batteries, because otherwise you could fry yourself. I'm not sure how, but be careful. Put this back on. So now we're going to work on taking off all the screws of the back plate. Okay, so that took a lot longer than I thought, but now you can see we've taken out every single one of the screws on the back, and you can see they're now all lying right here. Yep. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 screws in this baby. So now we should just actually be able to take each, and there's more screws. We'll be right back. Okay. Now we have managed to take out all 14 screws in this keyboard here, and they're all lying together. We should be able to just remove the back part. So I'm now going to attempt to do that. Bear with. Bear with. You can see a part of it. It's already sort of jumped out. There was another part. So you can see we made the first crack now. Should be a lot easier from here on out. There goes some more. And here we go. Now I've taken out all of the top part. Makes a nice shaker sound, I gotta be honest. And now, if you would look over here, we have what's left of the keyboard, the the controlling part. See, we can press each part. So you can obviously see that this is a membrane keyboard right here. I own a mechanical keyboard as well, but believe me, there's not a chance in hell I'm ever dismantling this baby. So, yeah, to the next part. Now you can see, you have to be a bit careful here, because obviously there's batteries and electronics here, and it's not exactly the safest. But you can see here we've just got the membrane, and when you would press here, if it was on, it would register the keystroke under these electrical signal things, and then it would translate that to your computer. So now we can just peel this off, like so. And there goes why it's called a membrane keyboard, you know? Feel that? Let me show you guys the whole thing again. Membrane. You can see you can press each button down. So we're just going to put that back on the keyboard. You can see, I just put it like this. Now I just need to show you guys. You can see what it would look like on the keyboard. You can see we've got this little bit for the caps lock. It looks really great. So I'm going to put that back now. Now, it's starting to get down to the real keyboard stuff, you know? So we got our next layer here. And so this is where I would register the key presses. It's pretty clear. I feel like I shouldn't be doing this, but I'm not sure now. Is this dangerous? So you can see I can just take off the first layer of film. Right like this. Not too difficult. And then this just sort of all comes off. And if it would just so kindly let me rip this out. So there's actually 3 layers of plastic that I'm feeling here. And I'm just going to try and sort of take them all apart. One of them is actually plastic. Here you go, here's the first layer. Sort of gone. Place that back there. Now we'll try and get the second layer, which is attached to a blue thing. I'm just gonna put this off, you can see right here, there you go. Second layer, it's got this blue thing here, which is connected to this controller part right here. Now for the final part, I'm just gonna lightly take that out, and there you go, the next one. So now that we just have the sort of base back part left of the keyboard, very simple, you can actually see through the whole keyboard now right here. We're almost done actually. I just have to remove 2 more screws right here, which should let me take off this controller board thing. You can see it's got these thermal pads. I think this is a thermal pad. Don't quote me on that, but I'm not going to touch this wire because it looks very wiry. But you can see the wire right here is connected to the... what the fuck is it? It's connected to the on-off switch, which is here. So you can see the on-off switch is here, and here's the keyboard, and here's the wire connected to the batteries. You see wire, battery, this part, this part. So I'm just gonna skip to me having taken off the batteries of this part. It's been about 1 minute and 50 seconds. We've now managed to remove the final compute. Okay, you can see the 2 wires are connected to each side of the batteries. First one, the other one. You can see these 2 spots where the this thing would plug in. I could actually theoretically plug them back in. Okay, I'm not going to do that now, but you can. You can see the mini, like, sort of processing part, the main compute unit. You see this tiny battery thing here, just to make sure it stays alive for like that tiny bit. You can see right here, this part. That was where the on-off switch is. You can actually see. I can still flick this on, off. So you can see that actually this on-off thing is just moving something inside the keyboard, which is then moving something on the motherboard, because they wouldn't want you to touch the actual motherboard. And you can see that now that I've removed well, I think it would count as a motherboard. You can see that the switch doesn't actually work anymore, because it's not connected to the thing which is more rigid to move. And that's about it. I'm just going to lay everything out now and show you guys what it's like to take apart a whole keyboard and what you're left with. So we're just going to put everything, arrange it nicely, and I'll come back to you guys in about a minute. So here we are. We've actually reached the end of the video now. You can see everything really lined up nicely. If we just go start here, you can see the back plate, the battery cover, first layer of wiring and shit. The second layer, the sort of very difficult to see covering between the two, I think. The actual membrane part of the keyboard that activates these switches over here. The buttons, the keycaps, the batteries, the motherboard, and the 16 separate tiny screws I had to use to take this whole thing apart. Thank you so much for watching.